think of Snoop Dogg now, you think about one of the most marketable men in America. I mean, he promotes everything from the Solo Stove, which his most recent campaign sent the world into a frenzy when he said he was going smokeless and said he needed everybody to respect his privacy. Everybody wondered what the hell was going on because we know Snoop, he likes to burn them, right? Then, of course, he markets sketches and he markets Corona. I mean, what can't the man do? Hell, he's even done some stuff with Martha Stewart, and you know, we would have never seen that coming if you're a certain age. But we can't forget why we fell in love with Snoop. We'll talk about the music. And on this very day, November 23rd, 1993, he released his debut classic, Doggystyle. Now, before I proceed, let me sit there and tell everybody, I'm a music journalist. I don't have any experience in that. I just love music. And I know in my lifetime, this is considered one of the greatest albums that I've ever heard, right? Like, you have to understand, Snoop, during this time period, was different. Like, that run he had, that introduction to the world with 187 and with Dre, then being heavily featured on Dre's album, The Chronic, he had to come correct with this. Even as a young kid, I knew he had to knock this one out the park, and god damn it, he did. I mean, that album did some crazy numbers. 800,000 the first week, the fastest selling rap album of the time until it was passed by the Marshall Mathers LP years later. But I mean, it had some bangers on there. You got Who, What's My Name? You got Gin and Juice. You got Lottie Dottie paying homage to Slick Rick, obviously. And of course, you got Ain't No Fun, G's and Hustlers, Doggy Dog World. The album was a classic, instant classic. You know, if I recall, the Source gave it 4 mics. It probably should have been at least 4.5 or 5. This music stands up. You put this album on now, you're going to bob your head, you're going to smile, you're going to laugh because you're going to think about what you were doing during this time period. It's an album that holds up. Not every album holds up. It's just definitely a classic. And 93 was a great year for hip-hop, to be quite frank, right? You had Midnight Marauders get released, Mobb Deep released Juvenile Hell, Naughty by Nature released an album, you had Lords of the Underground, you had Black Moon, Enter the Stage, so many different albums, Fat Joe, Wu-Tang. I mean, 93 was a great year for hip-hop. This is the best-selling album, arguably one of the best of them all. I mean, it's so many, it's so difficult to choose as to what's your favorite song. If I had to get, you know, they told me to back into a corner and say, yo, pick one favorite song, I'm going to go with Gin and Juice. It's the song that resonated the most. I loved it. I'm sure Seagram's Gym loved it as well because I'm sure their sales skyrocketed because of the popularity of the drink. But let me know in the comments, what was your favorite song of this album? What do you rank this album amongst your all-time favorite albums? Let me know.